Ladies and gentlemen, for the 748th time, it is the Mason and Friends Show, featuring his Black Handness, aka that dude called Mike.
Yeah.
As well as that dude called Jew Unit, aka his Jewness.
Big dick energy, y'all.
Me, I am Mahoney, aka Mason. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
Yeah. What's happening with everybody? How y'all doing today?
Oh man, living it up, man. Thursday's episode here once again, ready for y'all, coming at you, having a good old time, man. Coming up with good ideas, bad ideas, old ideas, and new ideas.
At least the ideas. That's all it is. You
That's
gotta
right.
keep things going. Gotta keep it fresh. Gotta keep your mind going.
Thought continues if you allow it to. See,
that's what it is.
We here at the Mason and Friends Show, we like to encourage people to think and not think. If you catch my drift.
Bruce Lee said it best. Be like water, my friend.
To be like water, my friend.
That's it. Be like water.
Because water, if you put it in a glass, it becomes the glass. Water can break through things because of consistency. Because it will continue to do the job. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dave.
Consistent.
If the Earth is fucking flat, why did the meteor go through the motherfucker when it hit the frisbee? Because when I drop a rock on the frisbee, it breaks through the motherfucker. That's what I want to know. So the Earth's got to be round. It's got to take up half the fucking. Has to take up half the meteor.
You're having conversations with Dave when
yeah, Dave. Because I know you fucking listen. I need one of y'all motherfuckers to come out here and your friend. I was gonna start calling out all the flat Earth, Tim. Bring your ass because that shit's flat Earth. That shit ain't real.
I'm looking for Flat Earth Becky,
Flat Earth
Jessica,
Jane, Flat Earth Jen,
Rebecca,
Bethany. With
Bethany.
an F? Bethany with an F?
Bethany. Not Bethany. Bethany.
Bethany with an F or
Stupid
PH.
ass.
Yeah,
However you spell it. I don't know what kind of hood parents you got.
I think Flat Earth Bethany with the PH sounds like my kind of lady that I want to talk to about Flat Earth.
Yeah. So bring your ass. We got to zoom that in. That's a lot. And where's the water go? That's all I'm leaving y'all with.
Where's the water go? That's how you're leaving.
That's how I'm leaving y'all, Flat Earth.
We're 3 minutes into the episode and you're done with Flat Earth. You start and end Flat Earth conversation.
And it's in space is water. Since we're just gonna say shit, I'm gonna start saying shit now. This is Flat Jew. Flat Jew says space is water, bro. So Area 51 is really just a big water dome, kind of like SpongeBob, where like the squirrel lived, but it's opposite. You know what I mean? You know how the squirrel was in the dome, in the air dome, because he was a squirrel.
Yeah,
she was a squirrel.
Yeah.
No, I never watched enough
SpongeBob was on the water, and there's apparently just one bubble with a squirrel. I don't know how the hell the squirrel got down that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Got a point there.
But the squirrel got down there. And the squirrel's in the air bubble because the squirrel can't breathe on the water.
She got a dome under there.
But she also got a little astronaut suit on too, in case the bubble breaks.
Yeah.
In case she wants to go out into the water.
When she goes out and walks around down
I would just put the outfit on. I wouldn't wear the outfit all the time. If I'm in the dome, I'm gonna be chilling.
When she in the dome, she don't have it on.
Yeah, if you go outside of the dome.
I don't watch SpongeBob enough to know that.
Well, like I never watch it, and I know enough about like the concept of what you're putting down to know how it would work. Come on, man. If you lived underwater in a dome and you wanted to go walk around underwater, you'd have to put on some sort of breathing apparatus.
but
just as a squirrel that lives underwater, hanging out with SpongeBob or whoever, would need to have a breathing apparatus to walk around underwater.
What was that one? What was that? Biodome?
Yeah.
What was it? What was that?
Pauly Shore.
Yeah, what was that?
Did they get locked in there?
They got locked in the dome?
Yeah.
They went in to find the bathroom.
Yep.
And then they shut the door while they were still in there.
And they had to be in there for a year or so,
They walked up behind him waving. That was some funny shit. Biodome was a good one, man.
I forgot about Biodome.
Pauly Shore and Encino Man dude, right?
No, it wasn't Encino Man.
No, it was, what's his name?
No, it's one of the Baldwins. Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, Stephen.
It was Stephen Baldwin before he went all Jesus-y. And it was him and Pauly Shore. And they were like, we got to grow some of this purple sticky punch because it gives a really good photosynthesis rate.
Oh, yeah, photosynthesis, yeah.
Yeah, they were growing weed. Just what I'd have been doing in that motherfucker, too.
That's right. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's all I got for y'all flat earths. This flat's coming from Square Jew. It's coming from Square Jew.
Square Earth Jew?
Yeah.
Square Earth Jew. Man, see, I think it's a square. I don't think it's flat.
What did one cat say? What did one cat tell me? He said, if This is coming from Flat Triangle. Johnny at work, Flat Triangle Johnny. He says it's a triangle.
Johnny at work says it's a flat triangle. Is it a flat triangle?
Flat Timmy says it's a triangle, right? And he was saying,
why don't you break Flat Earth Timmy on
here? If it was a circle, he said we always would be at a lean. I guess depend on how you standing on the motherfuckers. When he was, I was like, all right, I'm way too fucking high to try to involve this conversation right now, dog.
But I mean, they thinking of it like a quarter, right? You drop a quarter on the ground, it's still round, but it's laying flat, right? Like,
yeah, but then what? But
I don't know. Flat Earth Tim doesn't make any sense.
That's on back to where the goddamn water go. Flat Earth Tim, Judy Jane, Tim, Bethany, all y'all bitches. Where'd the water go?
All these motherfuckers don't make any sense. Is this show going to end up just one day we just interview Flat Earth people and don't understand
every day, just
every episode? Today we've got on Flat Earth, Flat Earth Marquise.
We could have NPR Flat Earth offs, like the last half of the show, just NPR some Flat Earth.
If we Mason Public Radio, some Flat Earthers, and we're like, what happened to you in your childhood that made you not trust
anything? Now, see, I'm thinking about this homeboy's question about if it's spinning, why aren't we leaning?
No, if it's circle.
If it's circle,
we were standing on a lean.
But wait a minute. So like he's thinking like if it's like we're like a basketball sitting on the floor and it's
like you're standing on the bat. Yeah,
Earth leans. We have an axis angle.
It's already there. The angle.
We're already leaning.
Yeah, you're already leaning.
Yeah, you're technically all of us leaning.
What the fuck is Flat Earth Jew's coworker talking about?
That one didn't make sense right there. I had to think about it.
I don't know. There was a lot of because I was fucking with him. I said that we was over there in the museum store, and I kept telling them that little monkey in the spacesuit was looking at me. I was like, it's like,
God damn, he's doing some night at the museum shit.
It's like, there's that one Chucky doll that's real, and the next one he just jump at you with a blade and shit. You know what I mean? I was just over here talking to myself and this shit. You know what I mean? This dude, he's over there like, then I said something else. He finally was just like, the fuck is he talking about? Oh, and I started picking up earrings and money off the ground and shit because he moved the cash register out the way. I was like, oh, there's like 80 cents right there, bro. So I just started picking shit up, and then I'm over here talking about the monkey watching me and shit. He's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You fucking in the city of Yin.
It's like,
you was there watching the register. He's gonna bite his neck.
Don't mind me, I'm on an edible. Don't mind me.
You gotta be careful with that shit at work, man. You start joking about stuff and everybody's like taking everything seriously. You're like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm having a good day. I don't know what y'all are doing.
Well, they know.
I'm quite sure they definitely know. Fucking with you after all these years, yeah, they know.
Who, me?
No, him.
Oh yeah, him for sure.
At work, yeah, absolutely. He's the guy that they keep in the back. You know what I mean? They don't let him out front.
You ain't allowed out there.
He ain't allowed to go up front.
If you were like a 1950s neighborhood, if you were living in a 1950s neighborhood,
you're the crazy guy that the parents be like, yo,
you'd be
stay
the old
away
guy.
from him.
You'd be the old guy that lived in the attic above the building that nobody lets out of the attic, who screams out of the window and bangs their cane on the side of the building and talks a bunch of shit to all the kids.
But you be looking out for the kids, even though the parents say, stay away from him.
I'd be the old man in Home Alone. I'd be the old man in Monster House.
Yep.
You'd be the old
man in Up.
No, because that's you. No, you are the dude. You are absolutely the old man in Home Alone because you're out shoveling the fucking sidewalks at 3 o'clock in the morning with a trash can full of salt. Like, that's the Jew. He would be the guy.
Yeah, because he fills the potholes about here. He's already doing that.
Jews out there, ain't nobody gonna be falling down on my sidewalk in front of my house. Ain't nobody out here gonna be slipping. Ain't gonna allow it. I got to get this here sidewalk all scraped off.
Then they'll be like, Mommy, I seen the strange man, the fisherman. The fisherman is outside again, Mommy.
Yeah, fisherman's outside. He's out there in a Gordon fisherman suit, scraping the goddamn ice off the street, laying out salt.
Mommy, the fisherman's out there beating his car with the bar.
Oh, he's just cleaning the window. Just cleaning the window.
Fisherman's a little bit weird, sweetie.
Yeah.
Stay away from Fisherman.
Stay away from him. He's not right in the head. Something happened to him.
Yeah.
We're not sure what, but something happened to him.
Yeah, his wife did some crazy things.
Can you imagine the stories they would tell about
his wife broke his brain back in the early 2000s.
Think about it.
They'd be like, back in the early 2000s, his wife did some crazy shit and broke his brain. The year was 2009. Fisherman's baby mama went and got herself a new man off the internet.
What it is going to be like, Think about the stories they would tell about him. Well, Fisherman, the reason why they call him Fisherman because he's always fishing. We think he had an accident on the boat.
He got
struck by lightning when he went to reel one time. He put it up, and that rod got struck, and it shot right through him. And he ain't been right since, but he was okay.
He's like the dude in Caddyshack that was the preacher, and he's like, there is no God. Like he's out there having the greatest round of his life.
Kids would have all kinds of stories for his little ass. I mean, all kinds of stories would pop up for him. How did Fisherman become Fisherman, mommy? Well, nobody really knows, son.
Nobody knows that.
Many different stories about how Fisherman became Fisherman.
They say he fell out of a tree using a 100-pound Tesla. That's why.
They say he drove his Nissan truck into a lake once.
Yeah. But he made it. He made it.
In and out of that motherfucker. Lake was a mile long.
They say that he yelled at an old British man next to a lake one time.
Yep, yeah.
They say there's a story of him. There's a story of him jumping over a fence and then laughing at his black friend who couldn't make it over the fence.
There's a whole lot of stuff that's happened.
Fisherman did a lot of things to make himself have a real rough life.
Fisherman got a lot of real stories though. There's a lot of real stories.
Mommy, they say Fisherman's arm is bionic. Yeah, Fisherman lost his arm one day.
He's got a bionic shoulder. It's just a nub, but it like
titanium steel from the what is this the collarbone.
He's like Winter Soldier after he get his arm chopped off.
They're like Jax in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for, the Jax arm. I want the Jax arm before I want the Winter Soldier arm, I think.
Hold on, you would take Jack's arm over the Winter Soldier arm?
I think Jack's arms were like fully in your control. I think Winter Soldier arms sometimes take control of itself. Like you don't want
control of it. Yeah.
Here's the problem though. Do you want both Jack's arms or do you want just one like Winter Soldier?
I just need one.
Because I was gonna say
you have to even them out. You gotta have both.
No. Because I ain't beating my dick with my fucking Jack's arms. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you gotta control
that. I'm saying you gotta be careful, man.
You gotta like tone that back. You gotta there's gotta be a dial in that bitch. Yeah, you gotta dial it down.
I need a real hand to beat off with from Jack's. If I got Jack's arms,
you're always getting a stranger like that though.
Well, because the way you beat up people in Mortal Kombat, you can just save a hand off of somebody you rip off of them. You know what I mean? I ripped that hand off of him and used that to jerk myself off.
Somebody spit on that. It's metal on friction, bro. You know.
Yeah, you gotta use a special lube then.
Something.
Yeah, like a
size oil or something, maybe.
Like a 5W20.
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta use
Yeah, you gotta go fully synthetic.
Yep, yeah.
See, I don't like. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm going with Winter Soldier single arm as opposed to double.
It did nothing fancy though, right? It didn't have to shoot rockets or nothing like that, right?
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
It was just strong as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't technically stronger than the Jack's arm. It had to be about the same.
I mean, who knows, dude? I don't know.
It got to be about the same PSA.
I'm saying I really don't know much about the technicalities of either of those arms. I know that Jack's had like big metal arms.
Jack's
he could extend them, right, or whatever.
I don't know.
I
don't think so.
Jack's it gave him more power, but Winter Soldier was already a super soldier.
But
so
were they like? Is it like an adamantium sleeve or something that Jack's has? Something along those lines.
That's the other thing. Jack shit wasn't made out of the same shit as fucking Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier shit was made out of
uranium. Probably is what they really made.
Winter Soldier's arm is like alien technology.
This shit's on point. This is Wakanda shit. It's vibranium, man. That motherfucker shit's good. It can take a shot to it and he ain't gonna feel it. It's gonna absorb that motherfucker. It's gonna eat that.
He can take that demolition man gun.
Oh, hey now.
The plasma.
Jax ain't doing all. Jack shit'll get blown the fuck off.
Jack shit got fucked up. He got fucked up by the one dude. I think he crushed his shit.
I think that's where Jax got his arms. Somebody ripped his arms off.
Yeah, they ripped him out of socket. Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, the one
forearm guy, Gore.
Yeah, ripped the shit right off his ass.
Yeah, that'd be whack.
The nostalgia right there, Mortal Kombat, boy.
Shit would suck. Just your arm straight ripped off right in front of you.
I mean, you would think it would happen right in front of you. If you get your arms ripped off,
you gotta watch this motherfucker.
Hold on, now wait a minute. Back to the conversation we was having. Jax has both his arms, so he ain't beating off unless he got a fucking Jax dick, like one of the motherfucking metal dicks.
No, he's got a white girl.
If you got...
Oh, yeah, he think he fucking Sonya.
He's got a white girl. He's Jax. He's a brother. You know.
What the fuck?
What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
That white woman was all up on his nuts too in the mark. Yeah, see.
Sonya was his partner.
But she wanted.
I didn't think she wanted the dick, bro. I don't remember Jax being even in the movies.
Yeah, he was in them. He was in the second one, I believe it was.
What, there's 2 Mortal Kombat movies?
There's like 3 of these motherfuckers, man. There's a couple of them. There's even an animated one.
No, I'm talking about the real one, like the real movie.
The original.
2 of them. And Annihilation.
What's the one I'm talking about then?
The first
We're talking
one.
about the first one.
So there's a second one.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Apparently, there's a third too.
Yeah.
What he just said.
God damn. Well, yeah, they did end the first one like we gonna bring that ass back.
Well, they always want to have that kind of movie be like, hey, we could always do another one.
What is that? That's not DC or nothing, right? That's who did.
Mortal Kombat was just Mortal Kombat. They were
That's
their
a
own
claim or
fucking-
whatever, you know.
Mortal Kombat was their own fucking thing.
Yeah, they're just trying to capitalize off of a big video game.
Yeah. Which I wish they would have done like. They did a Street Fighter, but that shit wasn't
They were
good.
all bad though, but none of those movies are any good because they're all based on Bruce Lee movies that are good. But nobody
Yeah.
tries to make the Bruce Lee movies again. They always try to make it like some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when Bruce Lee's going up in the building and he's fighting people level after level.
Yeah,
That's a
good
fucking
one
video
right
game,
there.
you know.
Yeah.
And then the final guy is fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like that's a fucking video game.
Yeah.
So like all those fighting games are that. It's
But every fighting game has a character like Bruce Lee. They always threw a shout out to him anyway.
yeah.
Like Liu Kang was.
But they
in
never
fucking
they
Mortal
never made
Kombat.
it like where if they made it sort of like Double Dragon, where it's like you're like questing to go accomplish something and you're fighting people the whole way.
Y'all remember the game Streets of Rage? Where you had 3 fighters. You had this dude that was a fighter in that bitch. You had this girl that would roll with him. She fought whatever, and then you had the boy that was on roller skates.
Nah, I don't remember that shit.
Oh man, Streets of Rage was my game. I liked it better than Double Dragon and what was the other motherfucker that played Double Dragon? I think it was the only one that I liked. Yeah, Streets of Rage when that came out because then Street Fighter came out.
I don't know, like all those games irked the shit out of me because it's like you get on a helicopter and a door would open and you'd fall off. Like I couldn't fucking fuck with those games.
Oh, I loved it
dude.
when Sega came out, man. Sega changed
See,
the
because
game.
that's the thing, right? Sega and Super Nintendo is when games became manageable. Like where you would play certain stuff on 8-bit Nintendo and it was fucking impossible.
Man,
it was just fucking impossible. Like I could not, for the life of me, I don't know if I ever did beat the underwater level in Turtles, right?
Bruh.
I don't know if
you
I
had
ever
to swim
did.
through the motherfucking shit.
Where you had to go through the
Oh my
zapper
God,
things and go undo the fucking bombs
I'm
and
trying to
everything
think.
before the dam would come down.
Nope,
like,
I never beat it. Nope.
Because like
I used to get right there.
well, because I could always get to that, but I think my brother was who would beat that, and then that's how we ever got further past that level.
But then fuck by the time you got there because it was so deep in the game.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker,
It
that
never
swimming
ends.
part was forever.
And it never ends.
You thought you was right there.
That
It's
game
like,
never
God
ends.
damn it.
It never fucking ends.
I never made it pay. Yeah, you're right. I never did beat that game.
You know what I mean? And those are those sorts of games. Like then Super Nintendo games started becoming conquerable to me. I could beat this game or that game. You know
because
what I mean?
you wanted to see what the ending was going to
Well,
be.
but
You
they also
fucking-
made it so that you could
couldn't
beat
save
it. They made it so that you could beat it.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't make that regular Nintendo Turtles game so you could beat it. It was not like something that you could beat. I'm unaware of it ever being beaten by
See,
anybody.
now I want to try that
We
shit and
played
see if I can beat
whatever
it.
turtle game me and Jay played. Ain't nobody in the world beat that guy.
You played the arcade one. Where you could
Was
pick
it the side
turtles.
scroller and you were
Yeah.
fighting, or was it the one like the original one where you had the little van and you drive it around on the map screen and you'd go in the hole and then you'd be
Oh
walking
no, it
around?
wasn't the original one. No, it wasn't like
No,
that.
you played the
That
arcade
one-
version. You played
that-
the Conan.
That one's ridiculous. I definitely ain't beat that game.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I
that's
definitely
it.
never beat that game.
Nobody has ever beat that game that I know.
I don't even think I beat half of that fucking game.
I've never heard of it being beaten one time because, like, I remember there was a period of time where, like, my brother, myself, and our friends down the street were all playing at the same time in the basement, and we got to a point where Splinter was fighting us and Shredder was tied up, and you know what I'm saying? We
I
were
never
like,
got that shit.
no, I'm sorry. Shredder was fighting us, and Splinter was tied up to like let him loose or whatever. And then like we beat him, but then Shredder went and grabbed Splinter and jumped in the tube thing and drove away. And it's like, all right, the game keeps going. We beat him.
Yeah.
But
Thought
it's,
that was it.
it's not over. And that's as close to beating it as I ever recall it being. Because it was one of those things where like we had to like keep jumping over one little thing that everybody was dying in. Like you gotta make this
You
one
gotta
jump.
make this shit.
And you can't make the jump.
That's how it was when I played Prince of Persia for the first time, man. It was this one level that I just had to
they-
fucking. You had to make the jump, and I finally made the jump, and I'm like, all right, bet. But the game kept going. I'm like, yo, the computer was getting hot. I mean, it's old school computer. Back then, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna burn some shit up.
Yeah, you burn shit up in here.
Like, fuck, it's taking forever.
Yep. And then, I mean, it wasn't until, like, I feel like 64 was, like, the beatable games that I wanted to beat, was able to beat, and was able to, like, stick with until it was over. Like, GoldenEye, I beat GoldenEye on multiple levels.
Yeah, my joint was Genesis. Genesis is when I started beating games. Like, all right, I can go through and beat these. And then, I think after Genesis, I had PlayStation for a while.
I never had Sega Genesis. Atari, Nintendo.
Well, see, that's just it. Atari I had. Then I had Nintendo, but then when Genesis came out, it was all about the controller. Genesis controller fit my hands better. So I was like, all right, fuck Nintendo. I'm not playing Nintendo because I can't deal with that little controller. Yeah. Then fucking PlayStation came out, and I'm like, okay, I got into the PlayStation, but then when Xbox came out, their controller, I'm like, well, shit, it's just like Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That controller was big enough for me to fuck with, so I could fuck with Nintendo again.
Yeah.
And that's what made me go back to Nintendo for a little bit.
Often it is about the controller. But like, I mean, with anything, if it's going to absorb my time, it has to work well.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been fucking with these NPCs over the years, right? And trying to make them work with keyboards and shit. And, like, it's like the functionality is decent, but it's never been good enough for me. I always find myself spending more time trying to make whatever I'm trying to do work than actually creating music. And now NPC has this thing coming out, or that's out, called the 61 key. And it's like got pads and a keyboard all built into one unit.
I've seen that.
And I'm like, that is exactly what I've been trying to build for years. And like, you know, I'd have varying degrees of functionality. I get set up going and it would work fairly well, but it was like, it would take just as much effort to get it to work as it would, like, so everything, it's not as fluid as it needs to be. So I'm sitting here like, well, I need to buy that 61 key because finally there's a device that is built like what I want. It's got the pads. It's got the keys. It's got sounds built in. It's a sampler. It's a sequencer. Like it's all of the things that I need.
Gotcha.
But like I haven't bought it yet, but I plan to in sometime in the next year or so probably score one of those because for the first time I'm like, okay, now there's finally a music production machine that looks like what I've been always trying to build and have never quite had it right. Like it's always been, okay, this isn't, like, I'm like, okay, now I want to play this on the keys and it's not working, so now I got to try to figure out how to make it work. And by the time I make it work, I've lost the motivation to be creative.
Keep on going with it, yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know how that feels.
So, like, you know, I'm sitting here going, all right, well, you know, I'm going to score that because that's going to work right. But it's the same kind of thing with video games and controllers and shit. If the controller, like, just doesn't work for me, I don't want to play the game.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of these new games are so fucking complicated. Like, I'd love to play you on, like, I'd play you in baseball, say, on a Super Nintendo with King Griffey Jr., right?
Oh, yo,
because we can play that. It's simple, but it's not complicated. It's right.
They overcomplicate.
You can't play no baseball game now.
Exactly. I wouldn't even want to try.
There's too much shit with them.
Maybe a Nintendo 64 has a baseball game that would be good. I don't know, but I feel like the newer some of these games, the newer they get, the more difficult they are. And I don't even want to fuck with it.
Knockout Kings. When Knockout Kings came out, it was a great game because you know you could block, parry, all that shit.
Well, there were pull triggers to block certain ways and punch certain ways.
When the second one came out, because when you got knocked out, all you had to do was like line up something.
Yeah, you had to there were the two different joysticks.
Yeah, and you had to put them together.
What you had were three different screens that were moving independently of each other, and you had to use the left joystick and the right joystick to sync up those screens to have one screen. And then once you had one screen, your character would stand up.
The second one, they made that part more difficult. They made it like more realistic. Like you got to tap this and move this at the same time. You got to put the right amount of pressure. I'm like, for what, man? Fuck, just leave it alone.
It's like Tiger Woods, man. Back in the day, I remember playing.
Oh my God, Tiger Woods was amazing until they fucked that up.
Right,
like Madden.
Right. Tiger Woods was a great game when I would putt and it would say the guy would say, you know, aim 4 feet long and 2 inches to the left.
You had the grid.
And there was like a grid and you could just sort of move it around and shoot. And then the next year they made it so that like they had the topographical map
where you can see the dips
you
and
can
all
see
that.
the dips in the land by the way that the dots would move along the lines. So certain lines the dots would move quicker, certain they wouldn't, certain they were still, so you could see where the dips and everything were, and you could ask for a caddy tip, but that cost you points or some shit. You could only do it but so many times, and I'm like, fuck you, I don't want to think this much. Like, that's the like, I'm playing this game to be relaxing and not having to think all this excessive shit. Like, that's why I do these video stuff and this creative shit, because it's like, if I'm gonna sit here and think of how to do this, fuck you, I want a fucking thing that I'm actually creating and putting out. If I'm gonna put in effort like that, I'm gonna fucking put it in on doing something that I can get better at, that actually maybe I could get a job doing, or at the very least for the show I can get better at and make the cuts better, the camera angles better, the fucking lighting better. All these things I can improve upon with the same amount of effort that it would take to sit there and get good at Tiger Woods golf. Like, fuck that. I'd rather like score that MPC 61 key and get good at that than sit there and get really good at playing the new Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, because it's going to take the same amount of focus and effort to get good at either one of those things. And only one could I actually like create music and put it out and have people listen to it and like it. The other one, I'm just another guy in the fucking basement playing fucking video games, shooting it out with the outlaws. Like, that's cool and it's fun. And if I ever had enough money that like all that I did with my time was fucking the podcast or music or something, if I had like a creative job that made me money, then shit, I'd spend an hour or two on occasion playing fucking Red Dead or something. But like, fuck that, I'm spending that creative energy like working on my own shit, man.
Oh man, I feel you on that.
Because like, I feel like I got the shirts going in the right direction. So if I, like, if you want a Rollin' Biggie Small shirt at this point, I think that's the final cut. I think the current iteration is the final cut. I think a lot of the Camry 6.9 gear with pink is final cut on that. I'm gonna redo some of the blue stuff. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Redo some of the Mason 2024. I want to do like a new Mason 2024 design.
There you go.
And like eliminate some of the color options, and because it's just, I don't know, I'm just learning stuff.
That's it, and that's all it is.
But it's more, it's more valuable to me. It's more.
That's
fun.
how it is with all my shit with the voiceover stuff. With the editing software and what to do there, how to going through the music samples, putting shit into a fucking bank that I could use later for like, all right, this sounds good. I think this would go good with a commercial if I had something like this.
Right.
Sound effects, certain things I want to have that I can just go to a folder, pull up my shit, boom, boom, boom. So I ain't got to go through this whole search process.
Right, like you've got a bank of things that you keep.
I'm just already fucking stacking that shit up, getting it ready. You know what I mean? I want to have my shit as much prepared as possible.
Right, that's like the way that I'm trying to do with the shirts and things. So like, if someone becomes a fan of the show and they're like, oh yeah, and I want to get a shirt, and they go and they're shirts.
Yep, boom, like, there it is.
Okay, and they look good when they come. You know what I mean? Like, because like I've got some that don't look as good as I'd like them to, and I've tweaked some of the things about them.
Trial and
I'm gonna make different, different ones and versions.
But that's life in general, though. Yeah. Trial and error. Gotta keep going.
That's the ticket, though, man. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep beating your head against that wall, man.
You got to make it happen. If you want something to happen for you, you got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Do it. That's how it is. So you about to go into the machine this week, huh, bro?
Tomorrow.
There you go.
So you're getting your shoulder rebuilt soon?
Nah, I don't know. I need to do physical therapy. I've been doing a lot of research on it, and surgery's not really. He says, I mean, I guess it depends on the extent of the injury.
Are.
But what I've been reading is like 45% of athletes after the surgery come back to full strength, as of 80% come back without surgery with just,
proper physical therapy
for like 2 years, which still would be cheaper than surgery.
Sure.
But the doc is going to promote the fuck out of surgery because that's his beamer payment. You know what I mean? Not so much the job.
Quite
because he already told me right off the gate, oh, you need surgery. The only way to fix this is surgery. But then when I Google it, it comes up clear as day.
Yeah, but
millions of studies that surgery is not the only way.
Yeah, but WebMD's on that bullshit. Your Googling's probably on some bullshit to a degree. It really does depend on just how fucked your shoulder is.
I think it really depends on that. But then again, do I trust what this dude's really saying, or do I now try to go get a second opinion?
Well,
it depends on how you look at it. Like, a second opinion is always good.
I mean, he's gonna be in his feelings either way, because I'm gonna tell him you ain't touching shit till December.
Fuck a doctor's feelings.
I'm fishing till December, bro.
Listen, fuck a doctor's feelings.
Well, but he's already gonna be, like I said, he's already gonna be in his feelings. Well, you can't, it's not gonna be good. Blah blah. Wait that long, and I'm gonna have to be like, well, what happened a month ago where you said I could wait forever, motherfucker? Well, guess what? I'm waiting forever.
You've been waiting forever.
You've been waiting,
Nah, fuck you. We're gonna try.
You're like
try to move my arm around with some canned goods.
You're 6 fishing seasons in, dude. You've been had this problem.
Yeah, no.
You threw your arm out years ago.
I ain't about to do that right now and be out, be jammed up. And the recovery, I don't really know what all the recovery process would be for surgery, but I really want to just try physical therapy for a while and see what that does and see if I can just build it up my damn self before I really go under the blade.
Well, I would say even with physical therapy, even if you do a lot of that, you still would be better served if you had to have surgery, if you did surgery after 6 months or a year of physical therapy.
Either way,
You're going to be in better shape for that whole process.
So,
but I think I ain't wishing bad on you, but I think they're going to cut you open either way.
I think at this point in time now, because there's so much scar tissue and so much shit. You got that fucking thing growing
on the side like a little baby head getting ready to come out.
He said that's normal. He said he said you want me to shave that off when I'm in there. He said I
don't have that.
I was like, what?
I know you don't have that, right?
This looks normal, right? My shoulders.
I don't have another head.
None of these doctors have ever even looked at my shoulder yet. I ain't had one of these motherfuckers not yet. I gotta like physically take my shirt off and be like, bro, is this normal? Yeah, it's alright.
Like I got a wing getting ready to pop out. I eat so much chicken, I got a wing getting ready to pop out.
I got so much chicken in my system.
You know that retarded part of the wing that's getting ready to pop out my back.
Yeah, you get that extra lump hanging out of the chicken wing, you still eat it anyways. You know what I mean?
You see this here crick in my shoulder? It's technically it's a wing.
So he said he's gonna shave that bad boy down, huh?
If I wanted to, he said, but that's normal. I ain't gonna do nothing. He said, does it hurt? We're smacking on it, shit, and I'm like, nah. He's like, then that's fine. I'm like,
it's not connected to nothing.
Yeah, I guess my bones just grow every now and then at 40. You know what I mean?
Doctors are worthless pieces of shit.
So
but take this pill and you'll be all right.
But once again, this is a shoulder expert I'm talking to. I'm like, well, I guess all right.
Well, you need to go to another shoulder expert. You need to talk to a few different people, man. You need to not just go with the first fucking idiot that tells you, oh yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can wait forever. Oh no, I mean get surgery now.
And then the other thing is
fucking half-assed.
Like they talk about medical records and shit like that, but you always gotta it's always something with it. Like nobody can't just pull up your picture. Like I could take my car to the shop and they'll tell me when I got an oil change 9 fucking years ago.
No matter what shop
on a different goddamn state, and not even in America. But I go to the doctor at Haymarket. I gotta send my shit over to the warranted office. Personally, because whatever they're typing on the goddamn computer, I guess they ain't hitting enter or save or just for that fucking building. Like that shit should go to that shit should go right on your shit. Oh, this motherfucker was in here for a headache on 9/25/37.
All you gotta do is get consent to share information between facilities. You would think it would be easy enough for that.
You would think, but ain't nothing easy here.
Nah.
Ain't nothing easy.
You gotta release your records from there so we can see what they did for you over here.
Yeah, and then he was talking about, oh, well, when'd you get that x-ray done? I was like, I don't know, like 4 months ago. He's like, well, then that's too late. Now we gotta do another one. I'm like, because everything changed now to where like.
Well, I mean, theoretically, it could have.
It could, but I still got no more function on my shoulder than I did prior. So it ain't getting no better. You know what I'm screaming?
Well, but you haven't done any rehab on it at all, right? You haven't done anything to try to fix it without. And like
besides Mel Gibson and that motherfucker.
I do little motions, you know what I mean, but I don't do like weight training, like kind of like or figure out what.
Well, but you should probably just do lightweight, high rep. You should probably just get like a 10-pound barbell and just do a bunch of fucking exercises with that.
Wouldn't even start off with 10, get like a little 5.
Fuck yeah!
I mean, they do little.
Matter of fact, motherfucker, get your shoe. Do something.
Just pick up a shoe.
Yeah, just fucking pick up. Just do something. Just have some kind of movement. Any little weight.
No, I like that.
Difference. You know what I mean?
No, I mean get an unopened beer can.
Yeah, you got shit up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, like
matter of fact, an empty motherfucking candle. You got your empty handle in that bitch.
And then when you get to where you can handle that with no problem, fill it up.
Add some more water in that bitch. Just add some water in that motherfucker.
Water? Oh my god, water might have some alcohol. So
no, you got an empty handle, stupid. You fill it with water and you drink out of the other handle that you got with liquor in it. But you do your fucking exercises with an empty bottle of fucking cat.
Thank you for explaining that.
I don't know why he doesn't understand things at the level that he doesn't understand.
Because I thought you was adding water to the bottle to make it heavier.
Yes,
Here's what you do.
When I'm not gonna add water, I'm gonna drink alcohol so I can make it lighter.
When you finish your bottle of liquor, you take the empty bottle of liquor and you do exercises with the empty bottle of liquor.
Yes.
You have another bottle of liquor with liquor in it that you drink out of.
There you go.
And you do exercises every day with your empty bottle of liquor. And then after a week or 3, when you're like, hey man, my shoulder's starting to get kind of strong.
Yeah.
Then you put water in your liquor bottle.
This doesn't burn like it was doing.
Right.
Let me
you
just
fill it
add
up.
a little bit
You're
here.
like, I'm gonna go ahead and put a quarter bottle of water in here.
And
you fill that
weight.
handle up with some water and you do your thing and it sloshes around and it gives you that nice little interesting action.
Yep.
And you keep doing your exercises with that. And then 3-4 weeks later, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and double up on this water. I'm halfway there. I got a third of water in here now. I've got 2/3 of water. And you do another 3 or 4 weeks with 2/3 of water. And then you go and you fill it up all the way. And then once you're working with a full bottle of liquor,
yeah, it's a little bit by a little bit.
Then you get yourself like a 10-pounder, 15, 20-pound kettlebell or something and start fucking with that.
Doing the snatches.
Clean it, curl, snatch, and grin.
Yep.
Put a big old smile on your face, snatch that grin up and stand up and sit
help you
down.
out, bro. We look out, bro. We come up with things for you.
Yeah, man, we want your shoulder to get better too. That's economical right there. You take your empty bottle of liquor and do exercise with that.
But see, then, all right, now
Plus,
here we
then
go.
you're motivated too. You're looking at the liquor the whole time.
Because
you're thinking
look,
about it.
Here's another thing. You get your shoulder right. Is that your snatch shoulder? Is that the joint where when you catch something, you snatch it back with it?
Is that what you set the hook with? Is that the shoulder you set your hook with?
So I cast.
So think about it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you said-
So look, you can cast further, snatch harder.
I don't know. I was fucking being retarded every day. Busters. I was throwing the ball 57 mile an hour like it wasn't nothing.
Got to see that you want to fuck your shit up in your board.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel too bad. I mean, it didn't feel bad.
Back in the day, my grandfather was alive. He had a bad back, right? So he went and had work done on his back, and the doctor said, "Okay, now take it easy." So then he went out a few weeks later and played like 18 holes of
went
golf
golfing, fucked his back up.
ripped his fucking back all to shit, and his back was fucked up till the day he died. So like you have a clear and distinct shoulder issue.
Yep.
You go to Dave and Buster's and you're fronting 57 mile an hour pitches, and you're like,
Where the fuck that shoulder bitch? Punk ass kid in your bed.
See, he's
Fuck
the
what you heard.
one. He's the one that's gonna get to argue with a 16-year-old.
exactly. He's gonna be in a Dave and Buster's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, hey, fuck you! I just
throw
do
like a
57.
bitch.
Just do 57 miles an hour.
'Cause look,
how fast you
got
going,
your mama's
16-year-old?
old motherfucker.
I
I've
bet you
seen
can't go
the-
57 miles an hour with a busted up shoulder. Come here and let me rip your shoulder out of
bitch.
socket.
The bad part is I've seen this motherfucker argue with a child that wasn't with the group.
Right, a child that does not know him from anybody.
Yeah, I've seen
You should
him.
have started. Don't start. It won't be nothing.
That's the kid was just being kids.
I'm here to teach these kids. You know that little level, that thing they got where it says "fuck around and
Look,
find out." That's
we're-
what I'm here to teach kids about.
I'm here to beat
they gonna
kids
fuck
around the world, all right?
and find out.
All right?
When
I'm
we
here to
were
beat
at
kids
the
around the world.
I'm going to trip them when they run by. I'm going to slap them when they stop to talk.
When we were at the trampoline house that day, and he walked up in that bitch and said, "Man, McLovin, I'm coming for you." And I'm like, "Who the fuck you just threatened?"
See, and you threatening
just
people
threatened
you
this
don't
little
even
fucking
know.
Kid.
Look, that little-
He ain't with the group,
He
yo.
wanted Lil McLovin wanted all the smoke from everybody moving
He
that day,
did.
bro.
Hey, man, he lit your ass the fuck
Well,
up,
I was
though.
crippled, man. Fuck him.
You've been crippled. Why you going to start a fight with the motherfucker
Why do you
knowing
know
you
we live
crippled?
there? I mean, goddamn, get a job, McLovin. The fuck, bro? These kids around here, bitch.
Oh, man, yeah.
These kids
a
are low.
kid, too.
He was driving though, man. That nigga drove up that bitch, bro.
So does that make it okay?
It's like when a 12-year-old shows up, 12-year-old shows up to practice driving, with his mom and shit. Talking about, Mama, you ain't 12.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know, Ryan. Just trying to get on the favorite team, you know what I mean?
This little motherfucker, because he came out heated. He goes, "Man, this little McLovin motherfucker over there is getting everybody. I'm about to go there and school that motherfucker." I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold on. Who you talking about? Some goddamn kid." Wait a minute, hold on. I gotta go see this kid now because you're about to go off on a kid. I don't think he's with us. So you might want to be mindful. His parents might be there too.
Fuck him, they was roided too, probably. Clement was definitely in there roiding.
McLovin's on roids.
Yeah, he was roiding.
And
He was a roid McLovin.
He's in the ball pits at fucking Dave and Buster's, and you think he's on roids?
Nah, he was at the fucking dodgeball, trampoline dodgeball.
He's hitting kids. They're doing backflips and shit, man. He's
He
fucking
hit
out
this
there roiding
motherfucker and
out.
spun him.
He roided
Hit
it out,
that
man.
motherfucker. I mean, this boy had an arm on. This boy had an arm. This boy was going. He gonna be something.
He beat the shit out of his dick at home too. I guarantee it.
I
Man, throwing that ball,
guarantee it. The way he
goddamn.
threw that
Why you
motherfucking
talk
ball,
about
he's
that?
forceful, man,
Don't
on that
nobody,
thing.
Nobody want to hear about all that.
Why he throwing that ball? No, man. I mean, you got some kind of aggression under that McLovin.
Like, you heard this motherfucker leave this boy's hand. This motherfucking shit was like coming like a Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha. This motherfucker was coming with some heat on it.
Motherfucker was throwing that motherfucker.
Like, fuck it, what's his name said in Major League? Put the steak and cheese on it. Throw that funky steak and cheese. That boy was lighting their asses up.
No, you're thinking of the Rookie of the Year.
That's it, yeah.
That was it.
Hit him with the big stinky cheese.
Yeah.
The big stinky cheese. Was that Nolte?
No.
That was dude in Home Alone, the one of the robbers in Home Alone.
Yeah, well, that's Daniel Stern was that guy.
Yeah.
And there was
No, the old ass. He was Nick Nolte. The guy looks like him.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't Belushi, was it?
No, god damn it.
No, not Belushi.
Busey. Gary fucking Busey. Gary Busey was playing the old pitcher.
That's the guy
that was mentoring the young guy.
He was also in Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah. He's in the first Lethal Weapon. He's the one that like puts his arm out and they're burning it.
Yeah,
and he's like, my people are loyal. Joshua, put your arm out. And he starts burning it. I go get that checked out. He's like, that guy's like, you guys are fucking crazy, man. The first Lethal Weapon is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it makes all the other Lethal Weapons pale in comparison. Like,
yeah, like hell.
It's amazing.
When they were fighting Jet Li in the fourth one, I'm like, they're not beating Jet Li. Jet Li's gonna kill both.
Yeah, that was too much, man.
It was all too much, man. It went too much after the first one because the first one was like perfect.
Yeah.
It was the perfect buddy cop movie.
Like,
it was so perfect.
I don't even want to see fucking Bad Boys 4. Bad Boys 3 was such a shit show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're still doing that with the same old ass motherfuckers.
Like, they already... Martin couldn't run in the third one. Yeah, I mean, Will Smith had to be CGI'd in the second one. Or the third one.
This is great shit right here.
Put it under, huh?
You know?
You want a tree?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I want to buy all your cocaine.
I'll give you the best tree I got in a lot.
And I want a tree.
Hey, thanks. But the shit's gonna cost you, 100.
100.
That much?
See, he's buying cocaine at a Christmas tree farm in Los Angeles.
Joel
This is a great fucking movie. This is Joel Osteen shit right here.
Get this together here.
That's the kind of shit that I'd have going on the side on the Joel Osteen show. He would have like Christmas tree farms that you could buy cocaine at if you knew the right words. Because that's where the drives would be.
Yeah.
It would be very much like that James Bond movie.
Forget it, you dumb shit. 100,000.
100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah, man. They get hard in that movie, bro.
We had some good classics, though, man, back in the day.
Dude, it's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
Still waiting to see something that's actually like, I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what? That's gonna be something that's gonna be standing on the test of time.
Dude, some movies do stand the test of time, but they bastardize them, right?
Yeah.
Like The Godfather's great, Godfather 3's horrible, right? Lethal Weapon's great, Lethal Weapon, the rest of them are varying degrees of horrible. Police Academy's great, the rest of them continue to get worse.
I like the original Die Hard and the third one.
I mean, even the second one, like
I don't remember the second one. That's the thing.
The second one was with his brother in Canada.
No, it was in Dulles.
No, the first one was Dulles. Nakatomi.
No. Nakatomi Plaza, Los Angeles. Second one was in Dulles Airport in D.C. Third one was New York City. I don't know about after that. But, like, the Dulles one...
Who was back on the first one? That wasn't Hans Gruber?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Hans would have been the first one.
It was his brother in the third one.
Well, who was it? Wasn't the brother in the second one?
No, the second one was just some random shit.
Second one, they were like mafia guys.
No, it was like, no. It was U.S. government defecting to hang out with some, like, Colombian drug lord.
Yeah, it was that black dude and then that one white, that one.
But see, I don't ever remember the second one. The first one and the third one were the ones that were memorable for me. After that, the Die Hard Vengeance and
Die Hard with a Vengeance was the one with Samuel L. That's
it's the one after that. There was one after that one. Then I can't. Good Day to Die Hard or something.
Dude, I don't know. They kept getting worse.
Die Harder.
Die Harder.
Yeah, those two I hated. I didn't like those two at all. Like, man, after
they managed to recapture the lightning in the bottle the third time with Samuel L. Because Samuel L. took
Samuel L. helped carry the fucking joint. That was a good partner in that motherfucking movie. You know what I mean? That was a good partner.
Well, it took it to buddy cop level in a sense where it never was.
Buddy cop, yeah, because Samuel wasn't a cop. He was just the motherfucker in the neighborhood looking out for the kids.
But it's still like it's just they continue to destroy good things by trying to redo them over and over again.
like Rambo, he should have died off.
Well, it's like you think about in
Rocky should have been dead.
think about in Groundhog Day, right? He has the one good day with her. He gets the kiss. It's really nice. Everything's real nice.
Yeah.
And then he keeps trying to recreate that same moment.
Yeah.
Like for 2 or 3 or however many days after that, and it's never the same. Like that's the thing. Like you got to know when it's right, when it's good.
Yeah.
And go, all right, we did that really well. Now let's move on to the next thing. Like if Imperfect Entertainment put out a really good, like Joel Osteen spoof, and we did 2 or 3, 4 or 5 seasons of it, I wouldn't want to be like, okay, now let's redo another fucking religious show.
Nah, you gotta back out.
No, we gotta do something completely different.
Like Fast and Furious, they gotta stop. Apparently, there's another one of them motherfuckers coming after this
make
one.
them motherfuckers, man.
After the 10th one.
They're not gonna stop.
There's another one.
They're not gonna stop until that like totally bombs.
This one,
No, it doesn't matter because they'll come back after a bomb and try to flip it in a different direction. They don't care. They're not gonna stop. It's really scary.
I don't get it. I don't know how they
stop
keep
it, Hollywood. Stop it.
I don't understand how they keep getting made.
Because people keep going.
Because there was a thing on Instagram that was like, yo, Ludacris's character makes no sense. And it doesn't when you actually think about it. When Ludacris's character was first introduced, he was organizing street races and jet ski boat races.
Yeah, in Miami.
And now this motherfucker is like a techie of all techies and knows all this shit about every fucking safe and sun under the sun.
It's so terrible. But it just goes to show how, like, nobody cares.
Nah.
Like, the problem with the world today is that there's too much content. So, like, the curation of the content quality is, like, non-existent. It's just, do you know how to produce something and to get it done? All right, fuck it, go on and put it out.
Yeah.
And it's people, I mean, fuck, we're doing it, man. We're guilty of it. We're putting shit out.
Yeah.
Like, I like to try to make the show better, and I like to think that we're having a good time and this is somewhat entertaining, but hell, it might not be for the vast majority of people. Who fucking cares? We're having fun doing it.
That's our shit.
Like, but we're the quintessential example, though. Like, we're trying hard to be good, but are a lot of people out there trying to be good, or are they just trying to throw shit at the wall? Because there's so much crap out there. How many of them can be trying to get better?
Because it was like, what was it? It was a Joe Budden and fucking who was the motherfucker Nori were talking shit about Cameron's. Because I guess Cameron got a fucking actual TV show podcast that he's trying to do. And they were showing him like, oh, how his shit isn't successful and all this stuff. I'm like, the motherfucker doing something that he's probably enjoy doing. Like, why knock that man's hustle just because you guys shit happened to blow up to where it is? If you guys weren't you guys, if you wasn't Joe Budden, if you wasn't fucking Noriega, if nobody knew who the fuck you were, would anybody give a fuck?
Right.
No. Not at all.
Well, that's like us. Nobody knows who the fuck we are.
Exactly.
So we got to keep doing the best we can to provide better content, clean, good shit.
You're knocking motherfuckers shit for somebody that they enjoy doing. If they enjoy doing it, fuck them. So what? What the fuck does it matter?
Well, because that's half of like what is out there these days, right? It's just people hating. Mm-hmm. Like that's half of the content on the internet is just haters. You got people hating,
then you got motherfuckers that enjoy doing what the fuck they're doing. They put it out for the haters to hate.
Right.
Which you got to do that. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, haters are gonna hate.
Haters are gonna hate. Haters gotta hate. That's their job.
That's what they
haters
do.
Gonna always hate.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna hate. So, you know, if all that content is just haters hating, and then there's us out here trying not to hate on people, trying to spread a little love, have a good day.
There's a little bit of something, sprinkle some goodness on you.
You know, hopefully.
I've been watching that Michael Jordan joint all weekend.
You finally watched
that?
Yeah, you finally watched that?
I ain't watched all of it yet.
Man, that joint's nice, isn't it?
It's tight, man.
Yeah, that joint was good. I watched that whole motherfucker. I like that joint.
Well, but it shows.
You had to watch it.
Oh yeah, I saw it years ago.
Yeah.
That's that, but it shows why Jordan's loved. Like he drove that team like a fucking bus driver.
Yeah,
he got a hold of the wheel.
Just to think about. He's the best player ever, man, in basketball. There's nothing. Just the fact of the paparazzi, man, on his nuts for what, 30, even right now, for 30 years of his life in performing like the way he did, day in and day out, knowing he was gonna get a wrath of fucking ignorant ass white people, especially at the end when it was all about, this your last game? You playing tomorrow? Man, and he never slapped nobody. Like nobody, man. I mean, come on, every day. I mean, they played, 100 games, some shit like that? Like,
82.
even back then?
82 games.
82, even back then?
And then there's playoffs.
Because they said they were talking about how
80, I mean, fuck,
you
man.
play 82 games. They won 70 that one year.
and they talk
And
about
then-
how fucking Jordan is the only player that has played all 82 consecutive games for 9 years straight. No other player has ever done that.
Right.
So they're like, yo, you can't even say LeBron is touching him. LeBron don't even do that. LeBron gets a cold, he ain't
He
playing.
put numbers, but
Jordan was squirting shit out his ass and playing.
He ain't got him. Jordan is that kind of player to where he could put up 60 if he felt like it. But he could put up 30 if he felt like it too, you know what I mean?
Well, but it really just depended on what was necessary on the game.
Like
Yeah.
that time, like that game where they compared him to Clyde, when they said something about that, I said, "Oh, you can't compare that to that man." They said that point. He's like, "They gonna compare me to him? I'm gonna show my ass." And he was out there playing.
Yeah,
He's
Jordan
balling.
was the man.
But then, just like I said, just the media presence everywhere, non-stop.
Well, because
It's
he
just
was,
crazy.
I think he's probably the first basketball
top
player
dog.
to get that level of exposure.
Yeah, back then
Yeah.
it was like
like
Magic
Jordan and Bird
because
and Magic.
it got there mainly because of that,
But-
The rivalry.
the McDonald's commercials and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, but all that shit was Jordan. Jordan was like the driving force because Magic and Bird were pretty big prior to Jordan getting big, but they were never as the level of what Jordan was.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They were big time, but they weren't Jordan level. I don't know if anybody ever has reached Jordan level since.
They'll even tell you right then. I remember Imagine you saying on that. He's like, he was a different breed, man. That motherfucker. He's a bad motherfucker. Like, I gotta go play Michael. Like, fuck. And he's like, it's just ridiculous, though, man.
But I do give him credit because the one person that he gave credit to was like, if there was one person I could play in my prime, one-on-one would have been Kobe, because he's like, Kobe stole all my style. Like, he copied every fucking thing I did, which made him the way he was.
That's how Kobe was the way he was.
Yeah, I mean, you could play Kobe plays back to back with Jordan, and it's the same shit.
Yeah.
But look, but if you want to be, hey, look, kids, if you want to be great at basketball, emulate Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah.
Straight up, fuck
And
LeBron.
their work ethic was the
because
same.
Here's the thing: LeBron is physically gifted in a manner that Kobe and Jordan were not.
They didn't have his size.
But
Great
LeBron
athletes,
is a bitch when he's losing.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
He acts like a
Jordan,
bitch.
Jordan will shake your hand when he
Jordan will
loses.
play 100% even if he's getting his ass whipped.
LeBron leaves and doesn't
Yeah.
shake anybody's hand when he loses because he's not a role model. He's not worthwhile. But I don't know, man. He's just irksome to me because of his fucking attitude. Like, he's holier than thou. Like, I never felt like Jordan
was a straight competitor.
I never felt like Jordan
Yeah, that's
carried
all.
himself the
He
way
was there
LeBron
for the
did.
competition.
Jordan
He
wanted
was
the
there for the
game.
competition. He was looking to find who was
Right,
better,
right.
who was the best player out there,
And I want to go dog
and I'm
him.
going, and I want that
wanna dog
motherfucker.
him. Yep.
Put him in front of
Every
me.
game.
Put him in front of me. Like, I don't know. Jordan's just a different breed. Like you
Yeah.
said, man. He's just a whole different thing. But ladies and gentlemen, with that said,
Oh, yeah.
we're going to have to bring this episode of the Mason and Friends show to a close.
We have reached the end, ladies and gentlemen. We about to drop the anchor and dock the
The
ship.
other crazy part about that is the motherfuckers that was talking in the 80s, commentating, is still doing that shit, bro. How much money they not been making that they've had to be talking about basketball for 30 some odd fucking years,
No,
dog?
no, it ain't about that. It's about doing something they like doing.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro.
Like, you want to pay me to go to all these games and know who everybody is and commentate on the whole thing? What, Mike?
I forgot I got the GoPro for this motherfucker.
Oh, you actually got a GoPro?
Yeah, I forgot to bring it.
Well, we're going to have to start working on that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe do a fishing show or
Yep.
two off the Jew with
'Cause
that.
I sent y'all some shit in the Instagram link about this dude fishing. I'm like, man, I thought about him and I got it. So next Sunday, we're going to have the GoPro here for the G unit.
Well, and we're going to have to figure out some things with that.
Yeah.
I might need to get a hold of it first to do some
Okay,
testing to
that's cool.
figure out just kind of how much space it's going to take in the video.
Yeah, because I don't know what
Thing.
all remember I told you I can get one for dirt cheap. I got one for dirt ass cheap. So,
So it's like old and used.
Dave
not
Buster's.
even those years. It's like
2,000 tokens.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with that said,
All right, we got the anchor in. We just ain't got off the boat yet.
yeah, we're still trying to get off the boat. But, you know,
David Buster.
you never can't tell with this rickety ass ship.
Yeah, this is what we do, y'all. Y'all love it.
Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
we'd
we
like
appreciate y'all.
We'd like to encourage you to listen to old episodes as well as new episodes. Like, share, subscribe.
All day, pass it along. Don't
right.
bogart the show.
That's right. Pass this motherfucker on to your friends. Be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bits by little bits, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving forward.
That's right. Keep grinding on the shit that you're trying to get done because that is how things get done.
We believe in you.
That's right. right. Don't forget, we love you very much.
Love
we wish you
y'all.
nothing but the best. And peace be with you.
Piece of chicken grease. Gone.
Summertime, no one